As we continue through the off season, at least for the Chicago Bulls, because the playoffs are still going. But we talking about a draft prospect tonight, a athletic big by the name of Yves Missi. Is he the athletic big the Chicago Bulls need? It won't draft night. Will the Chicago Bulls select? Y'all already know we go talk about it plus more, but you know you gotta hear the music first.
Cognac, gang.
Bulls podcast with the Cognac Boys. I'm Cognac Boy Bobby, and today I am with my dog, CDubb. What it is?
What up, Joe? Let's see what's going on from Africa. Let's see.
On
We got an
me.
African buddy on here. Let's see what's up.
You already know. If you're tuned in with us today, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell as well. We already presented you guys with a couple draft prospects, but I ran across a draft prospect who's very intriguing. I don't know what he's going to be, but I know it's some things I can work with. That young fella comes in at 7 feet, 6'10" without shoes, according to the NBA. You know what I'm saying? 7-foot wingspan, athletic, can jump out the gym. Out of Baylor, Yves Missi, CDubb. After watching the film, looking at this young guy play some basketball, is this the athletic big the Chicago Bulls need?
Hey, man, I just spent an abundance of time on Yves Missi. Did I get it right on the first rip?
Yes.
Oh, shit. Y'all was talking smack about me and my African name. Stop playing with me, Joe. Yves Missi. But look, check it out. When you start off talking about Yves Missi, you got to start with it's not just athleticism. It's not just elite athleticism. It's extraordinary athleticism, dude. The dude runs like a point guard. He jumps like a fucking kangaroo. And he has the defensive ability of a perimeter player at the perimeter, and he has the shot blocking ability of any shot blocking elite shot blocker you can ever think of in the NBA. I've seen some couple plays from this kid. I'm like, oh my God, how is that even possible? How can you go and contest hard? You in the paint, you go contest hard in the corner in the 3-point line, and get back to the paint like ride a point guard to the paint and sitting that shit into the third row. This guy, when it comes to athleticism, he's a 1%er, dude. Like, you're not gonna find too many players like this with this type of athleticism. Now, on the defensive side, you can already realize what he can be with the Chicago Bulls. That's if we do away with Nick Vooch. He will instantly make our center position better defensively as soon as he step on the court. This kid, I ain't gonna say he's perfect. I'm gonna get to that in a minute. He's not perfect defensively. He entered the draft off one freshman season. This guy, he moves his hips like a defensive back. Like at 7 feet, think about it. A 7-footer defensive back. He getting crossed over, shift his hips. He right back with the point guard. He getting crossed over to the other side. He shift his hips. He right with him. Point guard couldn't get past the guy. I'm like, oh my God, look at this. Block shots, we don't even got to talk about that. I told you he jumping out the damn arena. So I ain't even got to talk about that. Offensive side will surprise you. He not going to shoot anything. He don't have much of a jump shot, if any at all. He not going to shoot it. Now, he could learn to get like a 15-footer. You know what I'm saying? That could happen, but we don't need that right away. But his handling ability, he can take bigs off the dribble with guard moves. I seen the guy do a pivot crossover, get to the basket, spin off of him, lay it off with his offhand with some touch off the glass.
And
like he did it on a regular. This kid right here is, you really need to pay attention to this kid. Now, his problems is He's a young guy, and he got some problems with play recognition, especially on the offensive side. Look like he like a second behind. He missing passes, making turnovers, and stuff like that. Also on the defensive end, if he reads the play, and you in trouble. But if he don't read the play, he can definitely get duked sometimes on defense. But look what we've been dealing with for 4 years. I like this kid, nephew. I like him.
I told you. I already knew what it was. I ran
Yeah.
across that young fella. I said, "Who is dude? Bro from Cameroon. You know what I'm
Cameroon.
saying? 7 feet tall and can move." I was like, because I went from watching Filipowski to Collier, looked at a little bit of Zach Edey, and I ran across this young guy. And I'm like, who at all those, when you turn the stuff right on the first play, you like, oh, this guy can jump like that. Hold on. So you start diving in a little bit deeper. Obviously, he's going to have some of those issues that you still will be concerned about. But I think, like I said, you got some things that you can work with, man. You got some things that you can work with. You as a Chicago Bulls team, and I want to talk about the Bulls here and how he could probably help them if they select him. They have not selected anybody now. You add an athletic big that you don't have on your team right now. Drummond is a rebounding machine. I give him that, but most of that is based on power.
Yeah.
I believe this guy got a little bit. You're going to have to get his weight up coming to the NBA. That's every player. But he got a
Yeah.
little bit of power right there. And one thing that you can't coach, and everybody knows this, you can't coach athleticism.
Oh,
You can't coach a guy being athletic. Some guys just got it, and some guys just don't. CDubb,
yeah.
he's a lob threat that the Bulls don't have.
No.
He's a inside presence in the paint that the Bulls don't have.
Yeah.
The offensively, I'm okay with him not being a guy that shoot threes. I
Yeah.
seen Vooch go from decent to terrible
Hmm.
in the seasons past.
He
I don't
tried the
really
year
care
before.
for him.
He
Like if he
tried.
if he develops that, cool, fine, dandy. But it doesn't really matter.
It don't.
CDubb, is it a player in the league that you can kind of say this guy kind of mimics their game a little bit? I don't really like doing that, but just,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
type of game that you can see. Or for since we don't really want to go into that, what type of role do you think he can have on a team? Because me personally, I think he won't be coming in as a starter, but he can come in if you need, to switch your centers up, provide a little bit of defense, give you some energy plays. Not saying he can't be a starter, but I'm saying depending on the team that he is, that's the type of role that he will have.
Well, uh, we talking about our team, nephew. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna disagree with you, and I'm gonna say that he could be a starter, especially if you're gonna bring Nick Vooch off the bench. And then I'm gonna talk about Nick Vooch. Like it comes a point in time where you hit the end of a road. Now, and I don't mean like the end of the road of a team, even though I wouldn't mind him being off this team. I meant to hit the end of the road of you being a starter in this NBA, and you got to accept a lesser role in your career as an NBA in the NBA. And I'm talking about Nick Vooch. And I think he can be better coming off the bench playing against lesser players. I think he'll perform better. Now, this guy started, and I think he can start. You don't need this guy to score 15, what is Vooch average? 18 points
Like
last season.
18 and 10. We'll just say that.
Yeah, we don't need the 18 from this kid if he was starting for the Chicago Bulls. He can get 10 points just off his athletic ability already, getting lobs and he could take I told you he could take the centers off the dribble from the top of the key from the perimeter or wherever on the perimeter. Uh I do think he can start, but when it comes to a comp, I was thinking on that, nephew, and I heard what you said. We don't like doing this because he didn't even dribble the ball once, but I know he'll be an impactful player in the NBA just by his athletic gifts already. But the shooting really hurts him. But when you think of his comp, and don't get mad at me, my cognac boy gang. His athleticism and energy is Dennis Rodman like, bro. I it looked like he could just keep going and going like an Energizer bunny all fucking day. It just looked like it to me. Now, when it comes to his getting off the floor and stuff like that, a comp, I don't see it. Jared Allen, maybe defensively.
I think that was it.
Jared
I was gonna go with that.
Jared
That's who
Allen.
I was gonna say. Maybe like a Jared Allen or Rudy Gobert type. Not saying he will
Said
be.
Rudy.
It's bro. I'm
Get
just
Rudy
saying.
ass out of here. Get Rudy ass out of here.
I'm just saying it's gonna be a guy that come in, give you defense. But this guy's clearly way more athletic than Rudy.
Yes,
But
and
I'm just
Allen.
saying his role on a team, especially the Chicago Bulls, will have to be this is my defensive guy, this is my lob threat. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's not a guy that's gonna space the flow and
No.
shoot a three. It's not that
No.
guy. That's pretty
No.
much what I'm saying. But what I'm starting to notice is that, or at least something I thought about. I don't know if teams are really gonna start doing this, but this is what I'm thinking. And y'all let me know if you agree, CDubb. You're gonna respond anyway. Small ball, we've known that's been phasing away. We've known that.
It has. Thank you.
But
Yes.
if you look at the teams currently left in the playoffs, you
Talk to
need
me.
athletic bigs.
Yep.
Dallas, they got two of them.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Unless you have a star player like Nikola Jokic, you don't really need an athletic big. But guess what?
Mm-hmm.
They can't depend on DeAndre Jordan for another whatever reason. But then you look at the New York Knicks. They had Isaiah Hartenstein before and Mitchell Robinson
Mitchell
before he was
Robinson
hurt.
got hurt. Mm-hmm.
You're looking at the Minnesota Timberwolves, who was pushing the champions to a game 7. They got 3 athletic bigs.
Bro, you right.
And OKC, they struggling a little bit because they're missing some of that athletic ability from their rebounder or their
Yep.
big. So
Yep.
right now, my point is like, right now is the time to start getting these big guys through the building.
Oh man, I'm glad you said this. I'm glad you said this, nephew, because I've been noticing that, and I was getting ready to talk to you about that. The big is coming back. That's why I feel confident about another player we'll get a scouting report on later in one of these shows. And nephew tried to diss him a little bit early. I watched a little tape of this guy. You know what I'm
I
saying? He
did. I
tried to
want
throw a
to.
little
I
shade,
got to do my
but
due
it's okay.
diligence.
We go get
I'm
to it.
just
You know
saying.
they try to throw shade at the guy, but look, I think because the NBA is a copycat league, just like any professional sport, just like NFL.
Yeah.
Uh, I think the Golden State Warriors, they probably started this small ball shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of going by the wayside, and it's probably ending with who's small. There is no small ball team in New York Knicks. Maybe now that they ain't got
Maybe.
Mitchell Robinson, maybe, but Hartenstein's is a big. And he do 12 offensive rebounds is fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Come on,
Anyway.
Indiana. Come on, Indy. Um, but yeah, I agree with you, nephew. I think you definitely need to start stockpiling those bigs. Those bigs that can absolutely. I don't think 3-point shooting is going away, though. I'm going to give
Of
you
course.
that. It's not going away.
Of
It's
course
still
not.
going to be shooting 30 to
Yes.
35 threes per game. But you definitely going to have those bigs that can defend a little bit on the perimeter and get in the paint and still do the job of a big. That's an excellent observation, nephew.
Yes, because just to add on to the point is because with so much pick and roll, you can't have a slow-footed big in the paint
You
no
can't.
more like that. Andre Drummond. I mean, he was
Yeah,
better than Vooch, but he still was getting killed
I
along
agree.
with Vooch.
I agree.
Hence why motherfuckers was banging on the table like, bro, please get him out of the door. And I'm one of
Yeah,
the people stomping on the table. We ain't banging on it. I'm stomping on it. Get him out of here.
yeah,
Or put his ass on the bench. One or
yeah,
the other. That's how I feel. You feel me?
yeah. And
Like,
that's a yeah, and it's a difference. Everybody will look at all the plays Drummond did, all the dunks on people, and like, man, he's still athletic,
hey,
but
you got some.
It's a difference though. This is youth athleticism. This
Yeah.
guy, he want to jump over the moon. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Andre Drummond, I ain't taking nothing away from him, but he's still athletic. But this kid right here got fresh legs. He what? Are he 18, 19 years old?
Yeah.
He gotta
Young
be like
pup,
a
bro.
young pup, bro, ready to
Biggest heel.
jump over the sun,
Biggest heel.
stars, and the
Biggest
moon.
heel.
Bro,
For
come on
real.
now. Come
Young
on
and
now.
biggest heel. I'm telling you, it's crazy.
Do we like want to grade this kid? I like this kid. I give him a B plus if I want to grade him. I like him. I'm gonna give you a negative. His play recognition. He is a little green. He's gonna have a little learning curve when he gets to the NBA, just because. But once he gets it, and if he ever gets a jump shot, watch out. Watch out.
I'll go with that same thing. A B plus is fair because you definitely got to dock him for the offensive deficiencies that's present within him. So you got to go ahead and knock him, but you got to love the defensive side of the ball. That's the defensive side of the ball and the ability to be a lob threat. And not just a lob threat. When he catches the ball on perimeter, if he got a slow or big on him, you put it out there, he can take him.
Yep.
He can take him, and he got a few moves you can work with. Of course, he's going to have to polish up on that stuff. But these are young players. That's going to come with time if they put in the work. But he jumps off the screen when you watch him. I know it's just highlights, or sometimes you can go into some longer form content and stuff like that. But the tape is the tape. You don't you don't need to watch 3 days of film to see if somebody jumps off the screen. You don't.
Hey, watch him against Filipowski and against Duke. Watch Filipowski go up in like 2 seconds ahead of him. Watch him jump and still block the shot. Filipowski right over the rim. He gets up. He jumps like a second behind him. I'm over-exaggerating because it don't take that long to jump. You know what I'm saying? But he's like Filipowski like 2-3 feet off the ground already. He jumps late and still smacks the ball off the court. This kid is unbelievably athletic. Unbelievably.
CDubb. So the Bulls passed on Walker Kessler last year. No. Was it last year? Yes, last year.
No. 2 years ago.
No, the previous season, not the one that just passed the previous season.
Yeah.
Dalen Terry was selected over Walker Kessler, who was a defensive presence that the Bulls did not want. Yeah. Do they do that again, big dog? Do they do it again?
Do I gotta go but what they've been presenting us? Hell yeah.
Hey, never know. They might take another point guard. Like what?
Oh my God, that'll be the worst. We gonna talk about us. Did we do Isaiah Collier? They've been doing a lot.
Video.
We gotta do a fair video.
We gotta do a fair analysis.
Yeah, let's not give him that yet. Yeah. Let's not give him that yet. And then the kid from North Carolina, Duke. We gonna get to that too. It's some exceptions, I think, in my say, but we gonna get to it though. It's an exceptions. Sure. It's an exceptions.
My boy said exceptions. It's all great. It's all good though, for sure. But you got anything left, man?
Hey man, I like this kid, man. I'ma just pray that we do the right thing in the NBA draft. Maybe be his kid. I swear to God, they better start him if we get him. Vooch off the bench, we'll trade his ass. One or the other.
2 options. That's it. 2 options. Oh, the real. But thank y'all so much for tuning in today. We hope y'all enjoyed the talk about the draft prospect, Yves Missi. Check them out yourself. Don't just go off what we talking about. Go check them out yourself. See what you like, see what you don't like. But I believe that the man jumps off your screen. There will be some things you're going to want to critique, but he jumps off the damn screen. And a lot of the times you can work with that. But that's it from us. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel on your way out, though. And y'all already know they trying to make me bring the bars back, but I'm going to catch y'all on the next one for sure.
Watch they pick up Bronny James in this bitch. Cognac. Gang.